payload?
What? Think we go back here?
Don't panic, Doc.
Bagley, can you identify the operator of the spider bot?
I've now fully decrypted the signal the spider bot is broadcasting. While I cannot identify a specific user, it is a call code used by the Metropolitan Police Service.
Fuck me. The mad eyes on this one went down. That's heavy.
Interesting.
Damn.
As in Clan Kelly? Jesus, Mary and Joseph, the bloody gangsters were part of the bombings?
Seems to me like they supplied the explosives. They were making a delivery.
Their contact didn't seem to be part of the same organisation. Is it possible she's a part of Zero Day?
Well, don't just stand there. Keep looking. The reconstruction continues behind that rubble.
And what do you propose? A quantum tunnel through it?
Quantum tunnel technology is at least 10 years away, but spider bots and drones are here today. You could try one of those if you don't feel like waiting.
Good plan.
Why don't you put human life yours at the man's cargo?
All right.
RDX nitrogen had the exact same detonator system like the bomb that was planted in Parliament.
Zero Day has a signature.
We got what I delivered.
So you hide all the time. All I need to know.
So, Zero Day organised several groups in order to stage the bombings.
That's certainly one way to pull off a massive coordinated attack while remaining anonymous. Zero Day needed manpower and resources, but they needed them at an arm's length. And it doesn't take the world's greatest AI detective to see that both Clan Kelly and Albion benefited in the aftermath. Unfortunately, this is the most we can get out of the AR reconstruction. But if we could find the mystery officer who was spying through the spider bot, maybe they could tell us more. tracing the Spiderbot's serial number, it was assigned to New Scotland Yard 3 years ago. Perhaps more information about its user or its assignment will be available at the station.
Considering they had surveillance, it's clear the police force haven't disclosed everything they know about the attack.
The only way to know for sure is to investigate New Scotland Yard.
It's nice to finally have my work appreciated. You're welcome.
Something's up with this bit. I want the target now.
What on earth are they doing up?
Only thing left untouched is the sign out front. Albion's taken over the station.
And the entire police service. But don't worry, if you're not pleased with your privatised goon squad, just take your business across the street.
Grand. The exact improvement the police force needed was to be outsourced to bloody Albion.
Not to worry, the only difference now is the uniform, assault weapons, and the fact they're motivated by profit over public service. Now, any record or information on the Spiderbot will be further in.
Search the premises. We may have an intruder. I know you're here somewhere. The suspect gave us a slip.
So it's the bloody door again. See what you can do.
There we go. I think you just made a new friend. If Albion wanted to lock them up, they must be dangerous. And dangerous we can use.
Correct.
Oh, hell!
I'm Bagley, is this our spider bot?
According to the serial numbers, this matches the piece of spider bot from the Tone bombing site.
Can you identify the user?
Navigate the spider bot from out of that room. I'll need a direct connection in order to learn more from our bisected friend.
Consider it done.
That opening right there looks like a good exit point. Right, get comfy. This spider-bot might be broken and missing some of its legs, but it can still jump and fit through vents. That's a good way to get through the station undetected. That's a part of the remote detonator system from Parliament. If the Met, or Albion rather, actually analysed it, they would see it wasn't DedSec's handiwork at all. That's Galton's mask. It must have been recovered from Parliament. It might be the only thing left of him now. Buggery fuck, would you look at all this junk? You'll have to jump your way across to get to the next vent opening. You're almost there. Make your way through this last vent path.
I have it.
Scanning Spybot and accessing its internal drives. While I'm analysing this data, you should make yourself scarce. Unless you'd like to explain to your new, heavily armed, privatised police force why you've broken into the station.
Fine.
spider-bot fragment you found has a satellite-based GPS module that regularly pushed its location to a specific ground station.
Strange. Why would the police force use another station unless it's off the books?
Pushing you the ground station's coordinates. The GPS history of the spider-bot we recovered regularly pings these coordinates. Our mystery witness to the real bombers must have come to this lovely, damp location several times.
It's discreet, in a camera dead zone. Good place to conduct some less than legal business.
Or to discreetly dump a body into the Thames.
Is there a way to get in, Bagley?
I'm detecting a surveillance network guarding a space under this bridge. If you can patch into it, perhaps you can take a look inside.
Don't think I've seen the last of these. Oh. It's like the Met built themselves an underground way station in here.
Well, if Albion was stomping all over your workplace, you'd find a different place to store your lunch too. And it seems our mystery officer was dedicated.
So what were they investigating that led them to the towing bombing?
The computer's dusty enough to kill an asthmatic, but there may still be something useful on it.
This is Inspector Caitlin Lau. Well, former inspector now. Since Albion's coup, the Met is no more. The police brass had already buried the evidence anyway. Everything implicating Albion and Clan Kelly in the bombings. But I know Mary Kelly's band of twats were involved. And they're involved in other crimes we can look into. Me and a few good mates are willing to go off book, going after Mary Kelly again. I'll never fucking learn, will I?
What's up, Frosters?
Inspector Caitlin Lau, video log. Clan Kelly and Albion are teamed up on some deal. I don't have all the details, but it looks to be human trafficking. The European Processing Center of the Albion. Since the bombings, they can grab anyone off the street. Call them illegal immigrants, potential DedSec insurgents, whatever. Though we know who the real danger is. So, Clan Kelly gets hold of these people, these immigrants, deportees, victims, really, and they're taking them somewhere. But where and why? It all comes back to the boss lady herself. I knew she was into something, but she wriggled off the hook. There's only one way I can do this. 24/7 surveillance on Mary Kelly. If I'm caught, well, this will be my last entry. But I have to see what she's hiding.
So, our mystery officer was Inspector Caitlin Lau. It sounds like Mary Kelly was her white whale, and her investigation led her to the bombings.
I didn't think Albion could get any more corrupt. But working with the criminal syndicate?
It seems like 0 Days Web covers all of the unsavory bits of London. Tug on a thread, and it leads back to them. Clan Kelly and Albion included.
And mass disappearances definitely sounds like something DedSec should look into.
Inspector Lau mentioned Albion is running their part of the operation out of the EPC. Detectives like us call that a lead.
This Albion Clan Kelly business leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And if Caitlin Lau's right, then this little nugget jumps to the front of the queue. We have reason to believe a former DedSec operative may still be alive, but missing inside the EPC.
Angel Lopez, not London-born, but I won't hold that against him, unlike some others.
Looks like Angel got caught up in the immigration roundup, which, ironically, may be the only reason he escaped 0 Days DedSec purge.
Anti-immigrant sentiment has grown in London since the bombings. Albion fuels it. It allows them to send anyone they want to their brutal refugee camp.
We need to find Angel before they discover he's DedSec. This is kind of personal, team. But finding his trail might just shed some light on the Albion Clan Kelly connection.
Well, chances of him being deported at this time are slim to none. He's probably stranded in the EPC, which is unpleasant.
I've sent the details to your device and advised our contact at the EPC. They can get you inside. So, I've delved more into Caitlin Lau's investigation, and an enormous number of missing person cases center around the EPC. The inspector was definitely onto something.
We need to find our contact. I assume you all realize that Albion finding out Angel is DedSec would be disastrous? For him as well. The fact that it's restricted just makes me curious.
You hear that?
Summons. I've already taken care of your entry. Get you in quick and quiet.
Please tell me you're competent enough to have kept it off the record.
No worries, I'll spoof. But come meet me on the rooftop. The only place here that doesn't smell like piss. Got some info for you.
The European Processing Center. It processes deportees by stacking them up in squalid conditions and forgetting about them. But hey, it's to protect London, right?
What's going on here?
This place is worse than a prison camp. Every day I see people come through here, torn from their homes and their families. But I'd rather stay and keep an eye on things. Maybe help out once in a while. Like now.
Jesus. So because they're illegals, the government just packs them up and forgets about them? I mean, look at this chaos. How would they even notice if anything happened to anyone?
Yeah, well, people have been disappearing. Records say they have been processed, but it doesn't add up. No one ever properly leaves. And with the Kellys prowling around like fucking hyenas, I am not too optimistic about the people slipping through the cracks.
For fuck's sake. Mary Kelly is truly affiliated with every immoral operation in this city.
Truth. Now, about your missing guy. The best place to start would be the EPC database. They keep a record of everyone that comes in. And be careful. Thanks, I'm not interested. Hello there.
There will be a database here that we can search for evidence on Angel Lopez.
Bradley, tell me you found something.
I have. His file has been deleted from the main database, along with hundreds of others. Still very detailed. Even when committing crimes against humanity, the government doesn't skimp on paperwork. Here is a recording labelled Exit Interview.
I definitely heard something.
You know what we do with terrorists, Lopez? Don't go pissing me off by denying anything. We know you're with DedSec. You think you were picked up on some random sweep? Not a fucking chance. Nothing to say. Well, this is not going to go well for you then, because I want information. The rest of your cell, where are they? I want names, places, everything you've got.
You think I'm daft? I spill everything I know and what? You let me go? I'm not talking. I know how this ends.
Oh, I don't think you do. I'm going to throw you to the wolves. The Kellys have an interesting way of disposing of problems.
You think I'm scared of some fucking thugs? Of winding up floating in the dams? Fuck you.
You're too pretty for that, mate. First, they'll peddle you. For dosh, right? Then, when you're used up, they're going to chop you up and send the pieces to the four corners.
I can take whatever you've got.
I almost feel sorry for you. Get him to the bloody clinic, then.
Shit. They knew he was DedSec the whole time. This doesn't look good for Angel.
The clinic keeps government service hours, which means it's closed. We'll have to find Angel the old-fashioned way and hack her TTOS hub. Deportation limbo, horrible living conditions, unexplained disappearances. It's almost as if the media are deliberately ignoring the situation here in favour of... Oh, look here, Beatrice Stokely, 89, recently took up kickboxing to fill up her days. Fascinating. If the EPC is a typical example of how humans treat each other, I'd say a benevolent AI overlord is a step up, wouldn't you?
You are aware of the first law of robotics, right?
I have reconstructed an AR scene of Angel's examination. You can view it inside the clinic.
Well done.
Are your documents in order? Is your visa valid? Failure to possess valid status documents is a crime.
I don't blame her, really. I do not.
Failure to comply with instructions from ambient personnel is a crime.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
Let's make a deal, yeah? I know people outside. Maybe I can help you out. Just let me out of here.
Procedures, Mr. Lopez. We'll have you out of here in a minute or two.
Fuck! What was that?
That was an implant of some description. We need a closer look.
sequential analysis matches for both. They're part of Mary Kelly's little pack. So, Inspector Lau was right after all. Clank Kelly and Albion are in bed together. What a shit orgy that would be. Microchips, coated with biocompatible glass to prevent rejection.
Interesting. An implant in Angel's neck could be for a number of things. Monitoring health, tracking him maybe?
No, these are more sophisticated. If I had to guess, I would say they were designed to deliver a dose of some unknown compound. Not the kind of thing you find at your local corner shop. I could reconstruct the path he took if you want to see how this cliffhanger gets resolved.
Keep on him, Bagley. He may have escaped.
Fucker! Get it before he triggers! Fuck! He's getting away! Get after him!
Shit, they're catching up on him. Come on, Angel.
You fucker!
Yes, he might really escape.
Get fucked up! We don't have a match yet. She's gonna kill us.
No, it's fine. As long as he's not damaged, there'll be no waste. Demand's high with the new network.
Guess you're right. Let's tube him, get him in the van and out to the incinerator.
That was unexpected. It must have been the microchip. Obviously more than a tracking device.
I think it's been triggered. I know Mary Kelly's trouble, but it's possible Angel's alive.
We need to find him. See what they did to him. And what that fucking microchip is all about.
Seems like advanced technology for Mary Kelly and her band of thugs to be waving around. Could Mary be part of a scary dark web hacker group like, say, oh, I don't know, pick one, 0 Day?
Interesting theory, Bagley, but hold your investigation algorithms for the moment, will you? Angel needs us.
The incinerator they mentioned is probably the Southern incinerator. It's practically right round the corner.
I don't know why I was even worried. I'm getting quite good at being in DedSec, I think.
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
Is that meant to be a compliment? Thanks if it is.
Don't worry about Bagsy. You get used to his side commentary. Mad job, cuz.
So this is where they brought Angel. Creepy, even by Clan Kelly's standards.
Now, keep your chin up. We'll find him. There's a camera network that might have caught where they took him. Let's hurry and access that network, shall we? I've gone over the captured footage. I was able to follow Mr. Lopez down to the cellar, but then I ran out of cameras. Not a problem you often have in London.
Fairly obvious what to do then.
My oh my, deadbolt trumps technology. The door is sealed, but this rubbish chute might do. It either leads to the cellar or your grisly death. Or both, I suppose.
Well, that's just great.
All right, then. Come on out. I'm not gonna cut you. We need to talk. Thanks for the distraction. Gave me the second I needed to take care of this filth.
You all right? That man was a few seconds away from killing you.
He was. I'm fine. I just need a second to catch my breath and find my files.
Hold on. You're Police Inspector Caitlin Lau, aren't you? We found your video logs. It was pretty reckless of you to pursue Mary Kelly on your own.
It wasn't always on my own. Who the hell are... You're dead sick, aren't you? You tracked me to the slaughterhouse.
Actually, we were tracking down a contact that went missing from the EPC. It led us here. We found where all the missing people were. Just Christ, the condition to find them in.
Then I'm sorry. I don't think there's much hope for finding him alive. The Kellys have got a sick little operation going. A kind of human organ black market. I've been investigating them for months. And they got my fucking files. God, I feel like shit.
You look it? I'll get a teammate to escort you somewhere you can recover safely. And I'll find Angel and your files. Sounds like we could use them.
Everything I've gathered on Mary Kelly. Almost enough to take her down.
This sounds like the beginning of a fruitful partnership then. Mary Kelly has just been added to the DedSec to-do list.
All right, an operative is on their way to escort Inspector Lau. So, let's find Angel and Inspector Lau's files.
I'll wait for your guy in here. And
There's no doubt about it. This whole operation is meant to harvest organs. Clan Kelly's chopping off the parts they want and burning the leftovers.
Stealing organs from vulnerable people. Jesus, this is vile. Mary Kelly has to be stopped, and soon. Christ, they're unrecognisable. Bagley, run a facial reconstruction. Maybe we can still ID them despite the damage.
Take a picture and I can run key details past various databases. Unfortunately, I must confirm that this is indeed Angel Lopez.
Shit. Angel. He knew the risks. I did too, but... never thought DedSec would get caught up in this. Mary Kelly is preying on London's most vulnerable. She's a fucking monster. Taking her out needs to be a DedSec priority.
Now we need to find Caitlin Lau's case files on Mary Kelly and see if my conjecture may be correct. Could Mary Kelly be in Zero Day?
No, man. I'm never having fun.
Just stay down. Don't annoy me.
Well done, you got the files. The inspector will be impressed. Now get out of here before someone decides to turn you into minced meat. Chop chop.
No shit.
DedSec? Caitlin Lau here. I wanted to thank you. I'd be nothing but an anatomy lesson by now. Or a pile of ashes.
You'll be happy to know that Inspector Lau has been escorted to a nearby refuge and is getting her wounds treated.
I'll be fine. Still a little flighty from whatever they gave me. And frankly, a little stunned that we've joined forces.
Never thought DedSec would be working with the police. Even if technically you're not part of the police anymore. But we'll do whatever it takes to stop Mary from doing this to others.
Exactly. You have an organization, I have information, and some backing from powerful people. Pool our resources, and we might just take her down. Mary Kelly's no petty criminal.
Bagley, call everyone together. We need to go over these files and figure out what the next move is.
I'll sync with Inspector Lau and prepare a briefing. Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
This one's a street artist. We could use a PR arm in DedSec. If your listed occupation is getaway driver, does that include the car?
From what I've heard, a nice car can compensate for a lot of things. I've heard from Inspector Lau. We're ready for the briefing. Mary Kelly heads up the most powerful crime family in London, Clan Kelly, which should at least be easy to remember.
Under her old man, they were a bit player. Then he died, and her rivals started disappearing. Her enemies, her friends, her family. They call her Bloody Mary for a reason.
Early on, Mary abandoned cash in favor of cryptocurrency and brought the Kellys' criminal business online.
It makes weapons smuggling, drug running, money laundering all a lot easier without a cash trail. The woman single-handedly modernized organized crime in London. She considers herself to be untouchable. Case in point, from my files you retrieved. Darla Covington, 19. Sasha Haddad, 28. Radek Stopkovich, 24. All disappeared.
It's difficult to find good help these days, isn't it, love? Most people, they ain't driven. Not like you. Because they feel worthless, don't they? The way that the world is, how it uses people. It's horrible. It's nice that you have a purpose. Oh, that'll be me, love.
We aren't finished here.
This was a courtesy. Oh. Give my regards to their families. It's horrible losing someone you love. Nice meeting you, Caitlin.
As you can see, she'll never respond to interrogation. But there is one place she feels comfortable talking. The Sandstone residence.
Inspector Lau thinks a police bug in the Kellys' headquarters may have the evidence she needs to finally convict Bloody Mary.
Sandstone is their center of operations. I know the data on that bug will take her down. Get it for me, and I swear I'll put her away forever.
Pushing the coordinates to your optics.
Sabine here, Inspector Lau. I'm curious how you think you can bring Mary Kelly to justice now, with no backing. Even before Albion took over policing, you couldn't lock her up. And she goes on treating humans like cattle.
I had to work within the system. Yes, it was corrupt. I knew it. I just didn't know how bad it was. I thought a strong enough case couldn't be buried.
You knew the police force was corrupt, yet you still tried to play by their rules, and now you want to do the same thing again. How is this not utterly idiotic?
Because I'm taking it to a contact in the Attorney General's office, an honest solicitor with a hard-on for organized crime, specifically for Mary Kelly. Look, our methods may differ.
You need to calm down.